The stories you are about to see are real. The rewards up to $5 million are real. This is Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous, the criminals don't.
July 12th at 10:54 hours, an unknown white male entered Circle K gas station located at 2916 Washington Road and purchased items using a stolen credit card. The subject is seen wearing what appears to be a black in color Georgia hat, an orange Hollister t-shirt, and dark colored shorts. Anyone with information as to the identity of the person shown in the photographs and described is asked to call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office CID investigator Bert Gates at 706-821-1059. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or text or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and keep your credit. Richmond County Sheriff's deputies are on a manhunt to find a 20-ish black male who attacked and robbed an Augusta man about 10:50 a.m. Wednesday morning as motorists watched in broad daylight while he was walking down Gordon Highway. Richmond County deputies responded to 1909 Gordon Highway, where they found robbery victim Robert Knight with lacerations above his right eye and a swollen face. Knight said he was walking down the road when an unknown 20-ish black male jumped off his bicycle and began punching him in the face. The 20-ish black male stole Knight's cell phone and fled the scene. The suspect is described as a 5'8" black male who weighs about 150 pounds and is in his early 20s and was last seen riding a bike. If you know who or where this highway robber is, please call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or email and text your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and unbeaten. A jail report is posted that the Columbia County Sheriff's Office report this black male and his limping black female accomplice shoplifted a bunch of stuff from the Dollar General in Columbia County. He shoved a pack of t-shirts and some boxers into his shorts, and she put cans of air fresheners into her purse, which was already full of other stolen merchandise. The couple then left the store without paying, rolling away in a white Chevrolet passenger vehicle. The woman was walking with a noticeable limp. Recognize them? Then please call the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-2800, Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or text and email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and keep your stuff. Richmond County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Louis Blanchard reports a 25-year-old man was shot on Central Avenue Monday afternoon, July the 21st in Richmond County. Deputies arrived on scene at the 2000 block of Central Avenue about 6 p.m. and found a black male suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. The victim was taken to the Georgia Regents Medical Center with injuries that were not considered life-threatening. Yeah, right. Someone shoot you in the stomach and the thigh and see if your life doesn't pass between your eyes. Lieutenant Blanchard said the victim got into some sort of altercation with 2 black male suspects who shot him in the stomach and lower leg. The suspects were last seen speeding away in a burgundy Nissan Altima with chrome rims. Not much of an identifier in that part of town. If you know who or where these shooters may be, please call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or text and email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and unshaken. shot. Richmond County Sheriff's deputies say an Augusta man was hospitalized Sunday after being shot twice during an armed robbery in his home. Christopher Jones was shot in his home in the 1000 block of Kent Street by a friend he knew only as Troy. His mother, Patricia Johnson, told police she was watching television in the living room while her son, Jones, was talking to the suspect in a back room. Jones told deputies that the suspect, who lives by Troy, met him in the back bedroom, brandished a black handgun, and tried to rob him. After pushing the suspect off him, Jones said the suspect fired at him while running towards the front door. Jones was shot in the left hand and thigh. Deputies found several bullet holes in Jones' house, along with blood splatter and shell casings. If anyone knows where Troy may be, please call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or email and text your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and unshot.
And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
Recent crime stats fail to mention that for every $1 in crime you hear about, there are over 5 times that amount of crimes going on every day in the white-collar world of crime. White-collar crime is any time someone is victimized by someone or something else. That is a crime. Whenever there is a victim, even if the perpetrator never goes to jail but only pays a fine, that is still white-collar crime. So why don't you hear more about white-collar crime? For starters, police are typically not trained to recognize it, and white-collar criminals are almost never prosecuted because it's out of sight, it stays out of mind. White-collar criminals make their living gaining their victims' confidence, which is why they're called confidence men. Only more and more white-collar criminals are women. Because police are not trained to recognize it, white-collar crime continues to be the fastest growing type of crime. Let's say a marina loans a key to an environmental group for an event. But as soon as the environmentalist gets the marina's key, she changes the locks and steals everything inside the building, including the building itself, the electricity, the water, the maintenance, and even county workers that the marina is forced to pay to maintain. This is the white-collar crime called conversion. It's when they take county property and then use it as their own to convert the stolen building into personal deposits into that non-governmental organization's bank accounts. An environmentalist has converted a county building and no one has arrested her for it because it is white-collar crime and the police and citizens do not know the law, so she gets away with it. Another is claiming that the Corps of Engineers said to lock the marina gates. The Army Corps of Engineers did not tell the environmentalists to lock the marina gates and has demanded she stop using their name. Another white-collar crime is filing a false police report. Recently, the environmental activists told the police and press that up to 6 boats had been cut loose and at least, they might break the dam. Or at least that's what she told the police and the press. But when she had to tell it to those looking right at the dock, she had to say there could have been 0 missing boats. Her suspected false police report launched an expensive search for the 6 missing boats that she said might break the dam. After spending a lot of time and money trying to stop the 6 missing boats from breaking the dam, we were told there may not be any missing boats at all. That whole search and that entire scenario was done to slander the marina in a suspected conspiracy to steal the marina contract after the victims poured 15 years of their lives and hundreds of thousands of dollars into what was a ghetto, no running water, or even a toilet, was turned into a nice marina. Now that the environmentalist is the one who the marina has to mail their rent to, guess what? The rent checks are, like Louis Lerner's IRS emails, missing. The checks sent to the environmentalist suspected of trying to steal the marina's contract are, wait for it, missing. Imagine that. The part that makes it what legal experts think is a conspiracy is that others have agreed to go along with the scam and tell the county lawyers that the marina did not pay its rent, so the county lawyers would use county time and your money to evict the marina operator, thus dragging the entire county into the suspected white-collar crime. Now the environmentalist has reached into every single pocket of every single citizen and taken some of your hard-earned money without you suspecting a thing. See how hard white-collar crime is to see. Now the environmentalist is suspecting of committing regulatory capture. The phenomenon known as regulatory capture has long history and is a form of political corruption that occurs when a regulatory agency created to act in the public's interest instead advances the environmentalist interest. And the citizens are only lightly benefited. As a result, it's not uncommon for current environmental players to gain control of the watchdog, such as the Augusta Port Authority, and use it against an opponent, such as the marina that they're trying to take the contract from. Regulatory capture is a form of governmental failure. It creates an opening for campaigners to behave injurious to the public good. In other words, they're going to reach right into your pocket and grab your cash. See why it's so hard to spot white-collar crime? They look so good breaking the law, no one ever suspects a thing. The next time you see someone using county property, employees, and tax-paid resources to cause donations to go into their non-governmental organization's bank account, you may have just witnessed them reaching into every taxpayer's pocket, stealing their money, and committing a white-collar crime. If you know of any white-collar crimes, please call Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or text and email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and keep con people out of your pockets. Columbia County Sheriff's deputies need your help finding two black males that broke in the front door of a home at 7400 block of White Oak Campground Road in Appling. The home invasion occurred about 5:40 a.m. Tuesday, but was not reported until much later. The couple told police they were asleep when two black males forced open the front door of their home. The black males were wearing gloves and both had handguns. One was wearing a mask. The couple were forced to lay on the floor and be hogtied with duct tape. The suspects demanded to know where all the valuables were. The suspects made away with a Nissan Altima, $30,000 in cash, electronics, a purse, a handgun, and other items. Burglars also took some marijuana. The black males attempted to gain entry into a gun safe, but thank God were unable to do so. The car was recovered on Greenbrier Road, and the robbery may be related to a similar case in Thompson, where two black males reportedly entered an apartment there on July the 11th and assaulted the resident with a gun at that location. If you know who or where these robbers may be, please call the police. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or text and email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and unhogtied.
I'm Dave Michaels with this week's edition of Spot Crime, where we highlight crimes reported in the CSRA. We've had 53 assaults around the CSRA. They took place on the 1700 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, the 1300 block of Cherry Avenue, the 2300 block of DeVry Street, the 1800 block of Cooney Circle, the 3900 block of Deborah Street, Old Waynesboro Road, Pleasant Home Road at Treburton Trail, 2400 block of Yates Drive, the 2400 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 2400 block of Jumper Drive, the 2600 block of Barclay Street, the 2400 block of Amsterdam Drive, the 700 block of Broad Street, the 2300 block of Heritage Court, Fox Trace Drive, the 2400 block of Southgate Drive, the 2700 block of Margaret Court, the 2100 block of Lumpkin Road, the 600 block of Bransford Road, the 2000 block of First Avenue, the 2100 block of Silverdale Road, Milledgeville Road, the 2300 block of Amsterdam Drive, the 3200 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 100 block of Skinner Road, the 1100 block of Azalea Drive, the 3100 block of River Oak Road, the 2700 block of Smith Drive, the 500 block of Broad Street, the 2100 block of Helpsome McBeam Road, the 400 block of East Boundary Street, the 600 block of Sea Owl Drive, the 3400 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 3100 block of Washington Road, the 2100 block of Bayville Road, the 3700 block of Barra Drive, the 1300 block of Beeman Street, the 3500 block of Camac Drive, the 200 block of East Telfair Street, the 1600 block of McCalkey Street, the 1600 block of the Gordon Highway, the 2500 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 3500 block of Windsor Springs Road, the 2800 block of Deansbridge Road, the 900 block of Molly Pond Road, Bath Peterson Road, the 2900 block of Wellington Street, the 1600 block of McCalkey Street, the 2100 block of 2nd Avenue, the 500 block of Logan's Way, the 3100 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 1500 block of Wooten Road, and the 3500 block of Windsor Springs Road. 30 burglaries around the CSRA. They took place on the 1500 block of McCalkey Street, the 3700 block of Beacon Hill Drive, the 2300 block of Tobacco Road, the 4200 block of James Street, the 2300 block of Allen Avenue, the 2200 block of Rozier Road, the 3500 block of Edgeworth Drive, the 100 block of Milledgeville Road, the 1100 block of Huntington Drive, the 1700 block of Hicks Street, the 1500 block of Bertrand Court, the 2800 block of Ingleside Drive, the 2500 block of Redoubt Circle, the 2900 block of Glen Hills Drive, the 5000 block of Old Waynesboro Road, the 2400 block of Windsor Springs Road, the 2700 block of Ingleside Drive, the 2100 block of Helpsome McBeam Road, the 400 block of Sandbar Ferry Road, the 3900 block of Deborah Street, the 2000 block of Nanmart Court, the 100 block of Watkins Street, the 2500 block of Hanover Street, the 2800 block of Beacon Drive, the 1900 block of Powell Road, the 2900 block of Willis Foreman Road, the 3100 block of Melba Drive, the 1700 block of Rush Drive, the 2900 block of DeHalla Drive, and the 3500 block of Windsor Springs Road. 7 robberies around the CSRA. They took place on the 1200 block of Ellis Street, the 100 block of 4th Street, the 1800 block of Watkins Street, the 3300 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 1700 block of Starnes Street, the 2400 block of Dublin Drive, and Meadowbrook Drive. 2 charged of damage to property on the 2500 block of Cross Creek Road and the 2400 block of Amsterdam Drive. 2 charged of reckless conduct on the 2500 block of Andorra Drive and the 1700 block of Sibley Road. If you know anything about these crimes or any other crimes, call our toll-free tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tip to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you may remain anonymous and may get a cash reward. And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
Now for an update on the Travis Moore murder investigation. As you may have already seen on Crime Reports, investigators say Moore was gunned down on the 3400 block of Old Louisville Road at Finney Road a little before 2:30 a.m. on Thursday morning, May 26th. Witnesses say Moore was robbed and shot while on his way home from a nearby club, even though he was in his own front yard with another male and female friend who saw the whole thing. Travis's friends have set up a Facebook page in an effort to find Travis's killers called R.I.P. Travis Moore. At the time of the shooting, the suspects were described as two black males wearing ski masks, and someone may have seen stalking Travis in the Old Louisville Road at Finney Road area. However, new information has emerged indicating that one of the robbers may have been white. At a recent Crime Reports and Rewards party at the Roadrunner Cafe on Peach Orchard Road, one of the attendees said a lawn man mowing a lawn near where Travis was shot found a small caliber pistol and offered to sell him the handgun. But at the time, the Crime Reports and Rewards fan turned the gun down. However, after hearing that the gun could be the murder weapon, Travis's friends are waiting for the lawn guy to call this man back so we can get it into police hands for ballistics testing. Now that we know the bullet that was taken from Travis was a small caliber, Augusta Crime Stoppers is doubling our previous reward of up to $2,000 for information leading to the gun that shot Travis, or any information which may lead to Travis's killer. If you think you know how police may find who shot Travis Moore, please call investigator Blaze Dresser at 706-821-1020. Or, for more information, visit our Augusta Crime Stoppers Facebook page and submit your tip. As always with Crime Stoppers, you may remain anonymous and you will get a cash reward. Now for an update on the Hester Jackson murder, Richmond County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Blaze Dresser called a press conference on the 2700 block of Willis Foreman Road to announce a cash reward of up to $9,000 for the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the murder of 56-year-old Hester Jackson. Police are still searching for the shooter or shooters responsible for killing Mr. Jackson as he arrived home on Willis Foreman Road. Those who knew him say Jackson was a quiet gentleman who kept to himself and recently married a woman from North Carolina. AugustaCrimeStoppers.org has added another $1,000 reward payable upon the arrest of the shooters, so any witnesses that may come forth will have cash now and later should a conviction occur, bringing the total amount of the reward in the Hester Jackson case to up to $10,000. Okay, you guys are offering $9,000. We just added another $1,000 to it for Augusta Crime Stoppers. So now you can tell people that the reward is up to $10,000 total. Okay? Is there anything I would like to tell the whole world? Who do you think did this? Just what do you think? Who, what, where, any clues? If you have any information about the Hester Jackson murder as he arrived at his home on Willis Foreman Road, please call Lieutenant Blaze Dresser or Investigator Calvin Chu at 706-821-1020 or AugustaCrimeStoppers.org at 706-722-1010, where you'll always remain anonymous and get a cash reward. Richmond County Sheriff's deputies need your help finding two smash and grab robbery suspects. Police are looking for two suspects who drove to the Costco wholesale store on Riverwatch Parkway around 7:40 p.m. Wednesday and stole jewelry. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office confirmed that the suspects performed a smash and grab and then fled the store in a white Buick Regal with North Carolina tag BHK 8000. Police identified the suspects as two black males wearing orange and yellow and white and a white shirt. One black male was heavy-set. If you think you know where or who was driving the car with Carolina tag BHK 8000 license plate that may be a white Buick Regal, please call the police. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or text or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you remain anonymous and unrobbed. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office reports a Columbia County firefighter's home was burglarized while he was working a 24-hour shift during the ice storm. Firefighter Jeff Prouty's family says the burglars took off with expensive electronics and priceless family heirlooms. Crime Stoppers wants you to know that burglars and thieves are sometimes looked on and protected by entire communities as Robin Hoods who rob from the rich and give to the poor. Only we never see them giving to the poor unless it's a poor crack dealer. There is a certain attitude that if you're not standing guard over your stuff 24/7 that you have too much stuff and you don't need that much stuff anyway. But the facts are that most jobs lost now are the result of thieves and robbers wiping out entire companies when they steal the things that company needs to do their jobs. If a truck is loaded with all kinds of tools that an entire crew of workers needs to do their work with is stolen, as several have been lately, every worker loses their job until that truck and tools are replaced. Sadly, most of the time nowadays that never happens and everyone just loses their job. The good news is these thieves gather in locations all over the CSRA to swap their stolen items for drugs and guns. And when they have these swap meets, they sometimes gather in large crowds. Keep your eyes open for sudden gatherings of people pulling things out of their trunks to sell and flash mobs of customers gathering to buy. This is when you can call the cops and have them ask for ID and inquire about where all this stuff came from. Most of the time, the thieves and burglars are driving on a suspended license, have outstanding warrants, or are fleeing from crimes they just committed and are at the swap meet to buy guns and other items they intend to use to keep on robbing and thieving. So even though the cops may not be able to bust them for all the stolen stuff they're selling, at least they get slowed down a little with court appearances and sometimes even jail. Anytime you see a large group of suspicious individuals gather very quickly and start pulling things out of their trunk and offering them for sale, typically for next to nothing, or if someone is offering you something that they have no reason to have, then you are probably looking into the eyes of a burglar who may take a liking to your stuff too. If you know where any one of these people selling stolen items are, or know how police may find any of their thousands of burglars who are wiping out all the jobs in the area, please call Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and keep your stuff.
You've been watching Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous. The criminals don't. If you have any information on these or any other crimes, call our national tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS. Well, you'll stay anonymous and could get a cash reward. You can see this or any other episode of Crime Reports and Rewards on the web anytime at crimereportsandrewards.com. Crime Reports and Rewards is a production of Michaels Media.